Good day, everyone. I would like to express my gratitude to the Lord Almighty for His blessing. Truly, without His guidance, I am nothing. I am not worthy of His admiration, but still, He didn't neglect me. Also, I would like to extend my warm gratitude to my family, friends, and colleagues who always support and understand me in pursuing this program. I may have been a huge inconvenience, but they were very considerate. I would like to introduce myself. This is Demanarig, 28 years old, pre-service student taking a Post Baccalaureate program in PUP Manila. The reason why I took up the course is mainly to boost my self-confidence in communicating and to harness my skills, and hoping that eventually I would make a better version of myself after this program. During childhood, my life is described as somehow in a state of mediocrity. Born in a family of farmers in a very remote barrio in Bicol region. Life in a province is very simple. No big dreams, less hassle, and easy to manage. In elementary, I am a consistent honor student. We used to walk for almost 4 kilometers from home to school. That's 7 hours of class from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We had a very difficult setup from the time we started living here in NCR. We were accommodated by my uncle on his apartment for free, and we stayed there for almost 11 years. I am grateful that we have a very kind and selfless relative here in Manila. We don't have any appliances for a very long time, aside from a small electric fan. I don't have a chance to socialize with my friends and other children. Mostly, I spend my free time reading books or watching TV in my uncle's house. I can consider myself as my life rather as a very dull and boring. My only entertainment is watching TV and listening to music. Among these two, music is my biggest influence when it comes to my styles. Oftentimes I prefer old songs because it calms my mind. When I was in high school, I came as a late enrollee. We have a very strict school principal that time. I tried my luck in taking an exam in PUP Commonwealth. With the help of my cousin, I went on to take gamble. It was my only resort. No other options, either do it or die. luckily the Lord allowed me to pass. I enrolled on the remaining slot of the unknown course called BSBA, major in Human Resource Development Management. Never heard of that before. Another pity on my part because I finished it in 4 years. I never have expected my college life to be happier than I have in high school. To be honest, it was where I made a lot of friends and be able to socialize with different kinds of personalities and genders. I learned to talk to girls without getting nervous, which I never did when I was in high school. I found friends that somehow matched my interests, and up until now they were constantly hanging out with me whenever we have extra time. My time in PUP Commonwealth is really memorable. I started joining the art performing organization named MUSA, acronym for Mag-aaral ng Universidad sa Sining at Adhika, where I joined the theater section. One of the four the theater section is one of the four wing of the MUSA. So it consists of guhit, dance troupe, and himig. Initially, I auditioned for a position of scriptwriter. As I have mentioned, I am interested in writing. I even auditioned for the school publication called Vox Nova, but I didn't make it. So I focused on MUSA, which is really fun because I learned a lot of things, not only in writing but also honed my skills in music, like playing an instrument like guitar and assembling sound system. Eventually, because of shortage of theater actors, all of the members in teatro were obliged to participate in the stage play, whereas I always do the act for the extra, especially the role of the member of the goons, that torments the main character. On my last year in the university, I was able to participate in the crafting of the script for our annual recital, which performed every February before the academic year ends. On academic side, our class, who by the way black section, was consisted of only 11 boys and many girls. Have gone through hardships competing in cheer dance and social dance competitions, passing the research thesis and the feasibility studies. As an individual student, I really struggled. Good thing I was surrounded by so many good people who helped. After I graduated, I was jobless for 1.5 years. To alleviate the burden, I helped my father in our livelihood, which was urban vegetable farming, where I assisted him in planting and gardening. By this time, I had a chance to reconnect with our relatives who helped me all throughout my journey in education. Whenever I am at my lowest, it's always my relatives who've been the ones who I run into I am very grateful that to them. That is why whenever I see them succeeding, that also makes me very happy and proud. Later on, I was hired in a small merchandising company owned by a Chinese businesswoman. As my first job, I never forget it because my first ever salary was coincided with my birthday. It was my happiest birthday, even though my salary was only 800 pesos. It was the biggest money that I earned myself that time. Unfortunately, I didn't become regular employee on that company. So I decided to leave after nearly 8 months. At this time, I was also baptized as a member of Church of God International, also known as Dating Daan, and became an active choir member as well. There I met so many awesome people. So my next employment was under the ACES Multi-Purpose Cooperative, and I was deployed in the Pure Gold main office in the historic Tabacalera compound in Paco, Manila. I was stationed in the Human Resource Department as a clerical aide and leave after more than 1 year. During my time in Pure Gold, I was able to pass the civil service examination for government workers. That is why when I leave my latter job, I pursued my applications in government service, and luckily I was hired as a project-based personnel in the Philippine Veterans Affairs Office, an agency under the Department of National Defense, under a contract of service program, and later on was absorbed and became a regular employee. I also made a lot of extraordinary friends in Pibao, and also I learned a lot of things. Pibao is the place where I get the height of confidence that I have today, although still missing a lot, but too good, not enough for now. To summarize, I have been contented on the way I am living today. I'm still having second thoughts about my role in the society, but at least on my part, I'm able to overcome those phases with a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of sweetness, and that I think is the most important thing on my story. Initially, I presumed that being a teacher is a very challenging profession, and now I have realized that it is true, and it makes sense because teaching as a profession will require a lot of dedication and perseverance. As a teacher, we have to maintain standards, as they say that teachers shall actively ensure that the teaching profession is a noblest profession and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. By saying such, we can assume that every teacher is expected to represent each other's behalf and not harming the image of the profession. Also, the teacher's responsibility does not end inside the classroom or let's say in the school campus, but also extend outside, because teachers are universally recognized as ambassador for nobility. Uh, in terms of skills, this course has trained me to be a dynamic educator. I have learned that when you are already teaching, every day must be a learning opportunity. Never stop improving, because as a professional teacher, it is a responsibility to uphold the high standards of learning. A teacher who is teachable is a great teacher. Looking back at the beginning of this journey, I was full of hope that I will make it at this point. To be honest, it wasn't a smooth sailing journey. There were nights that I had to sacrifice my sleep to finish reports, and followed up by another assignment over another. It actually had an effect in my circadian rhythm. Over time, I get to push and push, because I made my choice, and this is what I wanted in the first place. I'm always thinking, what if I give up now? Would it be better? Maybe there's a reason why still here. My say is that we move forward, and this for me is my way of saying moving forward. My message to Ma'am Lizyl, I hope that you will stay amazing and continue finding your happiness in teaching, because I think this is in this way you will continue to inspire and guide the future generation of students like us to be more passionate on their chosen field. To my classmates, nice having you. I have met some of you personally, and I already thanked a lot, because you were very generous and cooperative. I know in our chosen field, we will meet so many great people, and meeting you is one of the great example. I hope we all achieve our individual goals in life. Please be a great teacher someday. To my future students, if you are watching this, please know that, like you, we as your teachers also started as a student. maybe you will pursue a different field and eventually succeed later. But one thing is for sure, you can learn so many things on your own. But discipline is not one of those things, because it requires, interaction, and that is our role as a teacher, to guide you, learning discipline. To summarize, we have learned a lot and expressed a lot. I would definitely recommend this program to anybody, because I believe that taking up an education course doesn't have to be pure reasonable. Of course, all the things that we do has its relative reason, but for me, being teacher is universal. Whether you want to be a teacher or not, there comes a time that you will have that urge to share your expertise and learnings to the future generation, because that is how we made our life work.